So welcome everyone to another episode of Event Speak. And today I'm very happy to be joined by a fellow Wanjiko. I'm being joined by Kezi from Zuri Events. And let her introduce herself and give us just a bit of background about her company. And then we'll let you know what we're going to talk about. Yeah.
Awesome. So Kezi Mukiri is my name. Wanjiko, the middle part of my name, that's really now my favorite. The founder of Zuri Events. Zuri Events is a sustainable event management firm based right here in Nairobi. We've been in the market for 12 years. We work largely with corporate organizations, hosting events, business events, specifically in Nairobi and across the East African region. We also collaborate with organizations hosting conferences. And what we are very passionate about is just in building sustainability principles in the management of meetings and events, but then also developing concepts and influencing dialogue and conversation within the meetings industry.
And I think the reason why we're actually seated here is because of the last bit about influencing dialogue in the industry. So a bit of background why we're here is Standard newspaper ran an article about Kenya's ICA ranking falling. And for those who don't know, ICA is an association that is within the MICE space. And what they do is every year they launch a report showing which are the most attractive MICE destinations or events destinations. And for very long, Kenya has actually held quite a good position. But until recently, our very good neighbor, Rwanda, has overtaken us. And I do believe we are fourth currently in Africa. So the conversation we're having is asking ourselves, what can we do as Kenya to just continue remaining an attractive events destination? And what do the different stakeholders, that's government, people with the industries, associations, vendors, buyers, what can we all do to just package ourselves as an attractive destination? Because I believe Kenya is in a good place. And so that's what our conversation is all about. So Kazi, we start.
Well, I think, yes, for the longest time, Kenya held number 2 after South Africa on the Africa ranking for meetings and events. And of course, last year, Rwanda, upstaged Kenya. But I think we had it coming. We definitely had it coming. One of the factors that has really worked against us, I think Kenya has not prioritized within its strategy, its tourism strategy. We have not prioritized MICE. We have not played or paid premium towards either building infrastructure, and that's physical infrastructure, but also the surrounding infrastructure that enhances the attractiveness of the destination for MICE. But Rwanda has been intentional about it. Rwanda, from a policy perspective, understood that conference tourism is a key economic earner for that destination. And so therefore Rwanda build the infrastructure to allow it become competitive for conferencing. For example, their convention center. Their convention center, I mean, there is you can tell there's premium placed on the building of that convention center. And they finished the Kigali Convention Center, which is managed by Radisson Blu. They're now in the process of, I think, just opened a new convention center near the airport. They are putting investment, like with they're building the Bugesera International Airport, which will be one of the greenest airports on the continent. So they are building infrastructure in a deliberate manner. And of course, very critical for Rwanda again was setting up of the Rwanda Convention Bureau. So you have now a dedicated body that's out to market the destination for business events. I think for Kenya, well, we've made great strides in leisure tourism. Our safari product is doing very well. Nairobi is a safari capital for the continent. Actually, it's a safari capital of the world. We're doing well with the beach tourism product. But we're not intentional about our meetings. And it's really, there's a conflict there because you look at Nairobi is the business hub for East Africa. So you would think that we would be more intentional about business events because, I mean, with a number of companies,
that are coming in,
companies that are headquartered in Nairobi, and with global brands that are stepping into the region and launching, using Nairobi as a launch pad, you would think as a destination we would be more intentional.
Yes.
So there's a conflict there. I mean, you also look at the number of global hotel chains that have set up in Nairobi.
Yes.
So essentially, we are increasing our bed capacity, but we are not driving meetings.
Yes, we're not driving meetings. We're not marketing
Hotels,
ourselves. I think it's a situation of we don't have our house in order.
Yes.
We have everything that we would need to get there. But I think for me, it's just developing that collaboration between all the stakeholders.
Yes.
Government listening to the market.
Yes.
The market sitting down and putting its house in orders in terms of effective associations. At least we've seen the birth of 2 associations within the past, I think, 5 years. So it's people, even in the associations, doing their part and, helping advocate. Because I think for me, my frustration as an event practitioner is you do your best, but you don't have an ecosystem that's supporting you. So if government would sit down and have a working convention bureau, because the convention bureau is there on paper. I think we've all read reports on how it was formulated and everything, but now it's a point of working. So we have a convention bureau. What are we doing? If it's an association, what sort of strategy do we have for the next 5 years? If it's the standards of even just putting the events together, do we have like standards? Because I think we're dealing with a very a very sensitive buyer, and they know what they're buying. I mean, these people are coming in from developed markets. So do we have the global standards? Issues of sustainability, are those on our priority list? So it's how to create like a working ecosystem, because I think everyone has to play. We can sit down and talk about it, but we would need associations to do their bits. We would need governments to do their bits. We would need even the other people, like hotels, everyone to do their bits.
Exactly.
I think another issue that a lot of even our clients have put across is the cost of doing events in Kenya. Yes, a lot of people have said Kenya is not.
We're not competitive.
We're not competitive.
We're not competitive.
Yes.
And I think, when you compare the business environment here, and of course, taking Rwanda as an example, there are certain factors that are inputted into the cost of doing business, and of course, corruption is one big one. And, the undercutting and all that. Those are factors that eventually work against us.
Exactly.
As a destination. When we go through a bidding process, and especially the global clients will look at what our product offering is, what our costing is. They look at what is attractive of the destination. So if you put all these factors together, and I give a quote that's highly inflated because of different other factors, versus a competitor in a different market, in the neighboring market, where they give a more competitive quote, and a client looks at the enabling environment. There's government support, particularly for conferences, because for conferences you need government support, to be able to win these bids, to bring these clients to the destination. So if you look at these different factors, then we are shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yes, we are. It is expensive. Even just room rates. Conversations for why does it cost double compared to I think those are things if we look at and just sat and asked ourselves seriously, because I think we feel is these issues don't affect us as long as we're getting our LPOs and we're driving our business. We feel like they're so far removed from us, but they're bound to catch up.
They're bound to catch up. But I think Konjiko, there is a critical place there to strengthen local associations, to begin to have certain conversations. You're right when you say that we need to see more collaboration, amongst the different parties. It's not a one man, one woman, one-sided kind of show. We need to see more collaboration. Government agencies, especially within the Ministry of Tourism, which is our line ministry.
So we fall under
well, we need to see stakeholders, from the hotels, the venues, the vendors, the suppliers, like you said, collaborating more. But we need to see strengthened associations begin to speak to critical issues in the industry, because I think the growth of an industry can very easily be influenced by the presence of strong associations. So there's a place there for strong associations, for an agenda that appreciates what the longer picture is, I mean the bigger picture is. And actually that's the thing, we tend to focus on small events. You know, you're handling your event, I'm handling
your launch,
my event.
yes.
But we're not looking at what are the industry issues. And my thinking always is that if I make a contribution towards the growth of the industry, if the industry grows, my business will grow.
It will.
The reverse is not always true.
Yes.
It's not always true. So there needs to be more deliberate action, more collaboration towards growing the industry.
Very true.
Towards, you know, growing the industry, towards, like you said, obtaining certifications.
Yes.
Elevating the
standards.
Understanding, professionalism.
Yes.
In the industry, but also incorporating academia.
Yes,
you know,
which is
for
very big.
Skills development, training, and you know, skills enhancement for the industry, so that we begin to compete. You know, like if you look at South Africa and how they manage their meetings, there is a very higher understanding of the role of an event manager. There's a bigger understanding on the critical role
of an event manager.
Yes. It's not just to supply equipment.
Yes, to bring chairs.
To bring this and make sure it looks better than this. Well, that could be part of it.
Yes.
But I think the agenda is bigger.
It goes beyond the putting seats together.
You're a business connector. You're you're there to build a concept, to bring to life a brand strategy. You're merely utilizing an event as an arena, a platform for a brand strategy or for an agenda conversation, like in conference. So it's not just bringing the little pieces. That is important, but an event manager needs to really go beyond that. We need to see more talent in that space, like for fundraising, resource mobilization, sponsorships. Those are skills the market is still lagging behind on. Concept development.
Yes.
You know,
so you find a lot of people flying in, using our facilities, using our databases, using our hotels, and then they fly out.
We're importing a lot of talent.
And as we are very comfortable being the person to pitch the tent and do the registration. I'll speak on two areas of passion. For me, it's academia. Because I believe there's a space for that. There's a space for, you know, when we all started, it was very, for lack of a better word, I'll put it in quotes, Juakali.
Very.
We all started with, I think this is the concept of how an event should be. But we're in 2019. We can be able to hone those skills. I'm happy at least Technical University actually has a Bachelor of Convention Events Management. And it makes me realize that at least the event planner is being recognized as a profession. So the thing is for us as even the business owners to invest in that. Make sure our people go through training. Make sure, you know, we have standards that can even be established by the associations that we have to adhere to, because I think a frustration for a lot of people when they come in is, how sure am I that my event will actually come out well? Gone are the days for the gay for tents not showing up. We have to go beyond, and also having a very external, internal look. Look out globally. Like I feel sometimes we can tend to just focus on what is happening here, and then we don't understand that there's a whole world going around. I mean, in the West, there's this whole debate about the future of events. People are actually been questioning about the definition of an event. Why? Because you have virtual reality. It's coming, and people are actually saying the AI, artificial intelligence, might actually replace the event planner. So what happens when you focus just on what is happening in your office, in the industry, and you're not looking about the factors across globally? You will suffer the consequences.
I mean, eventually, and I keep saying there's no industry that is immune to Uberization
and disruption.
Disruption. You know, there's no industry that is immune to that.
Yes, none.
And for event managers, I mean, we're looking at the World Economic Forum report on the future of work. The reality is that, you know, emerging technologies, you know, artificial intelligence, emerging technologies will definitely wipe clean some of these things we call professions or, you know, careers. And it's bound to happen for the events industry.
Yes.
I mean, and I think that's why for us, the Global Mice Summit, really passionate about putting that event together. And the role is simply to help the local industry for the region, because that's an Africa-focused event, but to get the industry in the region benchmarking.
Yes. against the world.
global standards.
Yes.
And looking at what are the trends around the world, and how can we leverage on emerging technologies and emerging trends to grow the industry right here. And what we focused on in that event is bringing in speakers and players from around the world.
Yes.
Because then we're able to connect minds together, facilitate transfer of knowledge, transfer of skills, build collaborations, and enhance the general growth of the industry.
Yes.
Because we cannot grow in a linear fashion.
No.
We need to look at, prospect what's happening around the world, and see how it is we leverage on that, and how do we grow.
Yeah.
And the big conversations in that conference is always about sustainability, because it's a
issue. It's a big
It's a global
and you
trend,
can't ignore
and
it.
It's influencing how meetings are being held. It's influencing how hotels, and other venues have to react to customer demands. It's also influencing the choice of event managers.
Yes.
You have clients making specific choices based
because
on
sustainability practices.
your sustainability practices, and also on shared values. So if you have a client who is very passionate about sustainability, and you have no understanding of what's happening in that space, then of course they bypass you. So that's that platform.
Yes.
But also thinking about academia, Wanjiko, and some of the work that you're doing in Waridi, the events academy.
Yes.
Being able to pass the skill and to build another generation. Build another generation of event managers who are better skilled. Something we didn't have when we set out.
There was no one working with us. There was no one explaining. You're going. You don't. Yeah, I think for us when we started the Events Academy, because it's a pet project that we had with Eunice. We had it in the works for I'd say 4 years.
Yeah.
We actually started from a place. I've never started a business. Okay, I'm the sort of person who just starts a business. But we started it from looking at the industry, questioning what are the issues we've had as employers in terms of getting very good planners, doing a focus group. We actually did quite a couple of focus groups with people who are in the industry, practitioners, event planners. What are the challenges they faced? What sort of curriculum would they need to be able to just get those basic understandings? We did focus groups with also clients. We did focus groups with suppliers. And so we were able to sit down and come up with a very, very simple curriculum. Because for me, I'm like, as long as we know how to do the basics, as long as you can do a good project management plan and a good budget, you've sorted the event. So for us, the academy, and you have the business masterclass, are forums where people can learn. Because I think for us, we should appreciate learning. Come for the May Summit, learn, network. Go to the Events Academy, learn, network, because it's getting that knowledge that pushes us to the next level.
Exactly.
I feel sad because I think we should be number 2 or even number 1 on that ranking. I feel like our industry has so much potential, Kezi. So much.
We're sitting on it.
We are.
We're sitting on it, and it would really be sad that now we have to start reacting.
Yes.
We have to start reacting instead of being proactive.
Yes.
Now we have Uganda with their convention bureau.
Yes.
Ethiopia is just around the corner with the formation of their convention bureau. And then you can imagine how much business we will lose.
Yes. And we're already losing to Rwanda. We are.
And if you look at the impact, the economic impact of the mice industry here in Kenya, you have, if a conference is happening like the recent, the Blue Economic Conference, it benefits everyone. From the taxi driver to the newspaper vendor to the salon to one who sells the curios, the hotels,
tours, people, everyone.
It benefits everyone. And then you wonder, then why are we not deliberate about, But I think we have potential. We have the potential to reclaim that spot.
Yes.
I think we have a real potential to actually compete with South Africa.
Yes.
And, other even, Asian destinations.
Yes.
Destinations, I think we have that.
And even to export our skill set. Because I feel like we have a certain flavor.
Yes.
And sometimes when I look at the mice, I'm even looking at the products we offer our clients. We're very quick to pick. We can sit down as an industry and brainstorm. How do we leverage on our strengths? We have beautiful, scenery. We have all these things happen. How do we develop a concept for Kenya, so that when people are coming for conferencing in Nairobi, they know what to expect. We place ourselves differently, but it has to be a collaboration. So I think for me, to draw this conversation to a close, my last words will be, guys, we just need to work together. Everyone can play a part in this. It's just not the government, it's just not the associations, because the associations are made by us. So, it's active engagement in the associations. It's making sure standards in your business are well. It's look at this undercutting. It's making sure you're giving your client value for money. I'm not sitting down and undercutting Zuri. It's collaborations. I keep on saying there's a planner for everyone. Exactly. There's a planner who works with Waridi, there's a planner who works for Zuri. But if Zuri and Waridi would work together, what beautiful things can we do? So for me, I think my last call would be, we need to just work together. Stop talking and start working.
Together. Yes. Great. I think for me, in addition to collaboration, I think we need to move towards impact. We need to move towards generating conversations that impact this market. Because as event managers, we are privileged that we already have platforms or the ability to create platforms. So we need to get to that point where we're able to direct the discourse of certain conversations. And in the same way that we are able to pull resources together and pull minds together and execute projects for clients, we have to get that place where as an industry we are pulling together to facilitate conversations on issues that affect our industry. And when we do, we realize that the world is looking at Kenya, East Africa, the continent of Africa. The world is very optimistic about who we are and what we portend for them as a market, as a resource base. We just came up with a concept for Win Africa. Mobilizing the entire wedding industry across the continent and inviting global speakers. And I can't tell you how excited these global speakers are.
She was a wedding planner. I know Preston Bailey from my wedding planning days, and I was like, he's coming. I
mean, and he's thrilled. The likes of Alan Berg. These guys are thrilled to be coming to East Africa because they see the potential, they see the capabilities for this industry. And I think we need to start seeing it. We need to start seeing it. And as Zuri, even though we're not in active wedding planning, we're passionate about creating concepts that influence the industry, and create conversations that will elevate those in business. I wish I will come, Kezi. I don't know what, but I will. We will try. And I'll go wipe off my wedding planning. But I was very, very impressed. Okay, Kezi, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving us the time. You're a very busy woman, I know. But thank you. I just appreciate you having such conversations because I think they will impact the future in one way or another. For those that don't know, there's a Global MICE Summit coming up. You can give the dates and the locations so that people can mark their diaries. Awesome. So 11th to 13th of September, 11th to 13th of September 2019 at the Trademark Hotel right at Village Market. We'll be having 3 days of intense learning and collaborations, building global networks. You will not leave that room the same. We have speakers coming from 20 countries. We have about 150 delegates coming on board. We have women in MICE breakfast. Very excited. And for the first time ever, we have the Africa MICE Awards happening on day 2 of the summit. It's a conference you don't want to miss. Anyone in the meetings industry, events industry, we're looking at joining the industry. It's a conference you don't want to miss.
And you've also to mention, as a preamble to that conference, is a Future Leaders event that's happening at USIU on the 25th?
On the 23rd
on the 23rd of August.
We have a pre-event forum just for young people.
For young people,
And I'm so glad to have Waridi on board. It's the best mind in the industry. So we have Wanjiko Waridi. Thank you so much for coming on board. We have Chris Kira of Kate Chris. We have David of Versatile Events. And then we have Johnson Wakazi from the Royal Voice coming to speak to young people about the opportunities in the larger meetings and events and the entertainment industry and what the opportunities are and how do you actually set off and make a career out out of it. That's a free event.
Yes.
It's, the industry leaders giving back to the community.
Yeah, we're very happy to. Anywhere where the young people will be there, because we just feel like we want to impact the youth. Okay, so in finishing, thank you so much, Kezi. I'd also like to thank Movenpick. They've given us the space to do our interview. So they're one of our preferred venue partners. So for anyone looking for a space to host a conference, and they have amazing space and it's huge,
yes, they do.
you can consider Movenpick Hotel. So thank you guys, and we'll see you on future editions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.